everyone, I'm Dick Chokley.
And I'm Busty Gonzagas.
And I'm Pedro Sanchez, covering the 1980 Winter Olympics in Lake Placid, New York.
That's right, Pedro, and up next we've got the finals for the men's leaning forward competition. And don't forget to stay tuned later because we have the women coming up too.
For those of you who aren't familiar with the sport forward leaning, the object is to lean as far as possible without bending at the knees or waist.
That's right, for those of you not watching the men's hockey semifinals between the US and USSR, we have the forward leaning competition between the US and the USSR in both men and women's competitions.
Yes, this should be a heated battle between Chuck Wood of the US and Ivan Drago of the USSR.
Up now, we've got the men's golds final. In forward leaning, for the US, we've got the American Chuck Wood, and his counterpart for the USSR is going to be Ivan Dragov. Now, Dragov didn't start his career as a forward leaner. He actually started as a downhill skier in '76. He's been training since he was a child, and in the '76 Olympics, he brought home 2 golds and 2 silvers. You can see him now performing his first course in which he won the gold. He would have taken a 3rd gold home, but tragedy struck his balls.
Oh, the gate to the groin.
With a shattered pelvis, Dragov was no longer allowed to compete in the downhill skiing. He had to resort to a childhood hobby of leaning forward. He perfected his talent and toured the world. He started a movement in a country, a continent, and then the world, even making his mark on pop culture.
Ivan Dragov coming up for his first attempt here. This is forward-leaning men's competition. The Russian-born Soviet is, oh, look at the intensity. Look at the intensity. He really wants this one. His coach cheering him on. And it looks like that's a good lean. Let's see what the judges say. 23.5 degrees. All right, Chuck Wood for the Americans coming up now. And he's going for it. Oh, it looks like he might get it. It's close. It is close. We're going to have to go to the judges' ruling here. Let's see what they gave him. 22.6. Oh, Drago pulls it off. And his coach celebrating. This is a big day.
Chuck Wood there. Chuck Wood, very strong competitor, very strong.
Very strong. He has a very, very toned body, and quite honestly, I thought he was going to pull it out.
I think it was the shorts that made him win.
It probably was. Those shorts.
Those shorts are very aerodynamic.
It is. It actually might have made him a little bit lighter, made it easier for him to lean forward just a couple inches more. That's all he needed.
I'm impressed he was able to squish into those shorts.
They did look awful tight.
They were.
He is very gifted.
Up next, we have the women's finals in forward leaning between the United States' Kelly Slater and Russia's Wisława Szymborska.
The American Kelly Slater, training very hard for the women's team, very hard, as is her counterpart from the USSR, Wisława Szymborska. Seen here. She's very intense, very intense. They both seem very prepared for this. This should be a great battle.
Right now we're going to take a look at the American Slater. She is leaning very far. She's got a very good angle, and that looks like it's going to be near a world record, if not beating it. We're going to have to go to the judges on that one. It's 31.5 degrees, shattering the old record of 30. Now we're going to go back to the Russian, Szymborska. She's on her lean. Oh, and she's very close. It is going to be very close. A fraction of a degree on this one. We're looking at almost. Oh, she is off by 0.3 degrees. Venus walks away with gold in women's forward-leaning competition. The tension in the air was palpable, wouldn't you say so, Dick?
That's right, Pedro. Zimborski's coach, very angry. A lot of yelling, a lot of passion, but it didn't seem to help her here.
There was a lot of intensity from that Russian coach. She really just put her heart and soul into this, and she really seemed to want to get the win. Thanks for tuning in to the 1980 Winter Olympics, live from Lake Placid, New York. I'm Pedro Sanchez.
And I'm Busty Gonzagas.
And I'm Dick Chokley. Good night, and keep leaning.